All right, today we're pulling back the curtain on a company you think you know. But trust me, it's a real story. The tech it makes that's literally powering our entire world, well, that's one of the best kept secrets in the industry. Okay, let me ask you something. When I say Texas Instruments, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For pretty much everyone, it's that calculator, right? The one you had to have for algebra class. Well, you're going to want to scrap that image because calculators, that's not even a drop in the bucket. The real Texas Instruments, we'll call them TI, is this massive, invisible giant. And their tech, it's basically the essential pulse of our modern lives. So, yeah, let's forget the calculator for a minute. If you really want to get what TI is all about, you need to understand these tiny, super important things they make, things that are inside pretty much everything you touch. And this is where it gets good. The entire TI empire, and I mean all of it, is built on something called analog chips. So what the heck are those? The best way to think about them is as translators. They take stuff from the real world, like the sound of my voice right now or the temperature, and they turn it into digital data that a computer can actually process. Ones and zeros. Without these chips, your smartphone, your car, they're basically deaf, dumb, and blind. And listen, when I say they're everywhere, I am not kidding. Just look at this. We're not just talking about your phone or your laptop. We're talking about the critical safety systems in your car, the giant machines that build things in factories, medical devices that keep people alive, even the core equipment that makes our internet and phone calls work. It's the invisible plumbing of our world. Now, ending up in everything like that doesn't happen by accident. Nope. It's all part of a very deliberate and honestly kind of brilliant strategy. See, while all the other chip makers are sprinting, trying to build the next crazy fast AI chip, TI is just doing something else. It's like they're the wise old turtle in the race. Their motto? Boring is better. And this comparison here, it tells the whole story. You've got the flashy competitors chasing the super expensive, super volatile world of AI and high-performance computing. And then there's TI, just playing a completely different game. They focus on these mature, essential chips, the stuff that just works and is always needed. Their goal isn't some crazy, unpredictable growth spike. It's all about one thing: stable, predictable, and absolutely massive cash flow. And if you look at the numbers, it's totally true. Get this, something like 70% of their revenue comes from just two places: the industrial sector and the automotive sector. They're not chasing fads. They've basically bet their entire company on the bedrock technology that our modern world absolutely cannot live without. So that leads to the obvious question, right? Does this slow and steady wins the race thing actually work? I mean, we're talking about the tech industry. Let's follow the money and find out. Okay, let's start with a number, a big one. $53 billion. That is the amount of cold hard cash that TI has handed back to its shareholders over the last 10 years. Just think about that. That's through dividends and stock buybacks. It's an insane amount of money, and it tells you everything you need to know about their laser focus on just being consistently profitable. But it's not just the sheer size of the payout. It's the consistency. Which brings me to our next number, 20 plus. For more than 20 years in a row, TI has increased its dividend payout. In the tech world where companies boom and bust, that kind of rock-solid reliability is almost unheard of. It's exactly what certain investors are looking for. So let's zoom out. You're looking at a company with a market cap that's just massive, easily putting it in the same league as the tech giants. They're raking in billions in pure profit every single year. TI isn't just some stable company. It's a financial fortress, and it's built on a foundation of so-called boring chips. But look, even a fortress can face a storm. It's not always a smooth ride, you know? Even our wise old turtle has to deal with challenges, and right now, TI is definitely navigating some choppy waters. And things are moving fast. I mean, look at this timeline. On one side, you have Wall Street getting nervous, issuing a rare double downgrade because they're worried about too much inventory. But then, on the other side, TI is playing offense. They drop $7.5 billion on a major acquisition, then they secure over $1 billion in government funding to build new factories here in the US. It's this really interesting mix of uh-oh and let's go. So what are the big risks? What's keeping the execs at TI up at night? Well, first, their biggest strength is also a potential weakness. They're so tied to the auto and industrial markets that if those sectors slow down, TI feels it, big time. Second, that inventory thing analysts are worried about, it's a real concern. Making too many chips when demand is slowing is a great way to burn cash. And finally, with everything going on in the world, having a global supply chain, well, that's a huge geopolitical headache waiting to happen.
Okay, so you've got this steady strategy on one hand and these very real risks on the other. So what's next? What are people watching for?
All right, here's the checklist. Everyone wants to see if demand in those auto and industrial markets is bouncing back. That's huge. Then there's that massive Silicon Labs deal. How well are they going to integrate that new company? And maybe the biggest question of all, can they keep that incredible cash machine of theirs humming along, even while they're spending billions on new factories? Yeah, these are literally the billion-dollar questions.
And that brings us right back to where we started. In a world that is just completely obsessed with the next big thing, AI this, metaverse that, is it possible that TI's quiet, steady, relentless bet on boring is actually the smartest move of all? It really makes you think, doesn't it? Thanks for watching.